Measuring ingredients, you'll need 3 basic pieces of equipment: a set of measuring spoons, dry measuring cups, and a liquid measuring cup. Measuring spoons range in size from 1/8 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon. Oh, and 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. Dry measuring cups are graduated in size and are perfectly shaped for dip and sweep measuring. Dip the measuring cup into the dry ingredients and fill it to overflowing. Then, with the straight edge of a knife, sweep the blade across the cup to get an exact amount. Liquid measuring cups have a pour spout and a handle. The measurement markings are down from the rim, which helps to prevent spilling. There are 8 fluid ounces per cup. To measure liquids accurately, leave the cup on the counter, bend down at eye level, and look at the measurements from the outside of the cup. In some countries, they measure by weight, not by volume, but we'll save that for another time. Cheers!
Good day, my name is Israel Shalet. I'm second year student under the program of Bachelor in Technical Teacher Education. So for today, I will doing my activity for week 8 under the subject of meal management. So if you're ready, let's get started. So hi there. So for today, I will going to show to you how to properly measure the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients. But first, let me introduce to you the tools that we're going to use in measuring our dry and wet ingredients. So first, this is our dry measuring cup. So this is our measuring cup. This cup can be used also in the wet and dry ingredients. The next one is our measuring spoon. So this is our measuring spoon from 1 tablespoon to 1/8 teaspoon. So this is our measuring spoon. So the next one is our kitchen scale or the digital kitchen scale. This must be used for bulk of ingredients such as flour, or if your recipe is equivalent to kilograms or grams, you can use this as a substitute for the liquid measuring cups and also to the dry liquid measuring cups. So the next one is our improvised liquid measuring cup. So for today, we don't have available liquid measuring cups. That's why I substitute it by a water glass or highball glass. And the next one is our scooper, or the other term for scraper. So that's why you need to prepare all of this, or the mise en place preparation, in order for you to prepare properly our dry and wet ingredients. So let's get started. So this is how we measure the dry ingredients, which is the flour. First, you need to scoop all of the flour and you will fill inside the measuring cup. So next one, you will scrape using our improvised scraper the excess top part of the flour here inside in our measuring cup. So after that, you will transfer it in the strainer to remove all of the particles or the other substances that can go to our food. So here is our 1 cup of flour. The second dry ingredients we're going to measure is the baking soda. Baking soda is a sodium bicarbonate, and also it is a leavening agent that make our cookies spread, make our cakes double in size, and this is also baking soda can use in terms of cleaning. So this is how we measure our baking soda. So the process and also the step in measuring baking soda is also the same as the flour. And you need to remove the packaging of the baking soda, and we're going to measure it using a tablespoon. So a tablespoon, why? Because here baking soda is a leavening agent. It is in baking, you need a small amount of this leavening agent in order for the cookies or the other baked products spread or double in size. So you need to scoop 1 tablespoon. Same as with the flour, you need to scrape the top part of the baking soda in order to flatten or to even the measurement of the baking soda. So this is our 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and the next step is we're going to sift using with our strainer. So this is how I measure our dry ingredients, which is the baking soda. The next that we're going to measure is our sugar. So the step here in measuring our sugar is the same as how we measure our flour and also the baking soda. So you need to scoop up your sugar and remove the excess top part of the sugar with the use of this our improvised scraper. So you need to scrape the top part or the excess part in order to produce our 1 cup of sugar. Then as usual step, you need to strain it or to sip it using a strainer. So this is how I measure our dry ingredients, which is the flour, sugar, and also the baking soda. So hi there, this is how I measure our wet ingredients or the liquid ingredients using with our improvised liquid measuring cup and this dry measuring cup. So why do we can use this dry measuring cup? Because this dry measuring cups is also can be substitute in measuring liquids such as water, fruit juices, and other wet ingredients. So this dry measuring cup includes a ring inside. So this ring indicates that will be the last part that you can pour or measure the liquid ingredients that will be equivalent to 1 cup of wet ingredients. So I will going to show to you how to measure the different wet ingredients with the use of these 2 tools. So the first wet ingredients or the liquid ingredients that I will going to measure is the fruit juice. So this is how I measure our wet ingredients, which is the fruit juices. The next liquid ingredients that I will going to measure is our liquid flavoring. So this liquid flavoring includes the vanilla, essences, chocolate, and other essences and flavor that we're going to use in our baking products or other foods. This is, we can use here our tablespoon or our measuring spoon that includes the different sizes from 1 tablespoon to 1/8 teaspoon. So this is how I measure our liquid ingredients, which is the vanilla essence or the other ingredients. So all you need to do is to pour in and to fill with this vanilla or the ube flavor. So when your spoon is full or filled up all of this ube flavoring, all you need to do is to transfer it in your bowl. So you need to tap some parts in order to reduce all the excess amount of ube flavoring. So this is how I measure our liquid ingredients in a small amount, which is the ube flavoring. The next wet ingredients that I'm going to measure is our liquid flavoring, which is strawberry. So the step here is also the same as how we measure our liquid ingredients such as water, food flavoring, and other essences. So if you measure it and your spoon is filled up with your flavoring, you need to transfer it in your bowl. So this is how I measure our small amount of flavoring, which is the strawberry. The next ingredient that I'll be going to measure is the chocolate syrup. We as a barista, we measure the chocolate syrup with the use of this shot glass. This shot glass contains of 2 ounces. So the procedure is same as like how we measure the past liquid ingredients such as vanilla or essences, fruit extract, and water. So all you need to do is to fill up the chocolate syrup our shot glass. So always remember that shot glass comes with the different sizes and different variety. So that the shot glass that I going to use now is equivalent to 2 ounces. So once your shot glass is already filled with the chocolate syrup, you can now transfer it in your cup or your mixing bowl. So that is how I measure our liquid ingredients, which is the chocolate syrup. The next ingredients that I'm going to measure is the butter. Butter is cream from the animal fats, which is cream. Then it is solidified in a room temperature, and also it is solidified in a low temperature. And did you know butter contains 80% of cream fat or the milk fat, and the other 20% is made with water. That's why it melts in our body or in our mouth. So this is how I measure our butter. So did you know also the butter, 1 bar of butter is equivalent to 1 cup. And when the requirements in your baking or your cooking is you need a 1/2 cup, all you need to do is to cut. We need to cut in the middle and cut into form a 1 stick. So you need to cut in the middle. So there you have it. You have a 1/2 cup of butter. So this butter, this is also called a 1 stick of butter. So this 1 stick of butter is equivalent to 1/2 cup of butter. So what if ever you need a tablespoon? How about tablespoon? You need a tablespoon of butter. All you need to do is to cut into 8. Cut in the middle until one of the butter is formed into cubes. There you have it. You have now 1 tablespoon of butter. So this is how I measure the butter with the use of different tools and equipment. So the last thing or the last ingredient that I'm going to measure is our peanut butter, but sad to say we don't have the available peanut butter. That's why I substitute it with the whipping cream. So here in measuring this type of ingredients, which is so very sticky that it stick to our measuring cups or measuring spoon, all we need to do is the easiest way to measure it. We need to use a weighing scale or this digital weighing scale. So this weighing scale is so very accurate, and this is one of the easiest way on how to measure all of the ingredients. So all you need to do is prepare a small bowl and your whipping cream. So you need to put the bowl inside this, and as we can see, the number it has a change the gram from 0 to 400 grams. That's why you need to press this there in order to circulate until it goes to 0. Yan. As we can see, the measurement is now 0. So how we can measure this? So this is depend on the requirements that you need in your cooking or your baking. So for example, I want 180 grams. So all you need to do is to press in the whipping cream. So yeah, 75 grams. Or make it 100 grams. So 94. So yeah. So it has a 106 grams. That's why we need to remove the excess in order to attain the 100 grams of whipping cream. So that's it. We have 100 grams of whipping cream. So this is how I measure our ingredients such as butter and other sticky ingredients here in our room. So that is all. Thank you for watching and God bless.